Well, I got enough for this cloth up here on this whole thing. It's all nice and solid, but it had this look to it and didn't much care for that.
Train, 16 coaches long.
Now you see why. So that's what it looks like now. Now, right or wrong or indifferent, what I'm doing, let me see if I can show you just real quick what I'm doing. Take it right here. Like this section here, I'll wet it down. It just looks like there wasn't enough of the plaster inside of it, so I wet it down. Pour me some in there. Or what I've been doing is rubbing my fingers. What I did was I put a little hydrocal, very little. I make a little cup like this, real watery, and I just rub it. Now, do I need to do this? I don't know. I've never done this before. I do know this much. I've seen some of these things that look like they got little holes, pinholes all in them. I guess you could fill it up later with grass or whatever, but I may just be spinning my tires and wasting my time, but it won't be the first time. But one thing is you keep some water on. If you don't wet it first, it just soaks it up, but just basically gives you another layer of this plaster to work back in all the holes once you're done. Okay, you can see that that's what it looks like, but when it's done it looks like this or like this. Yeah, and it just looks like it'll feel better. Okay, I'm gonna work the rest of this thing. This is what I was talking about, right, wrong, or indifferent. At least for me it looks better, and I believe it's going to be stronger. I only make one little cup here at a time, and water it down. If you don't water it down, it just soaks. It dries up too fast. Basically it looks like you're going back over and doing what you should have probably done the first time by smoothing it out, but if it didn't have enough plaster on the cloth, again, hey, I'm not telling you how to do it, I'm telling you what I did to get where I am now. And I didn't like putting on a whole bunch of extra sheets of plaster cloth because they don't stack really well, or they didn't for me anyway, and you could really see the lines of these things. This just seemed for me to be an easier way to fill these holes, give it a little strength, and any little bit in there helps to stiffen this thing up a little bit. Not that it's not stiffened up, it's just that, well, I don't want to have to deal with all those little cracks. Okay, before and after, you can see that now it just looks, well, I'm going to do all these little irregular holes. I'll just smooth all this stuff out, make it look like this. Well, I think I'm at the end of this plastering. Just give you a close-up look at some of this. I got it covered up pretty good. Not a lot of holes. It's all looking pretty good. Road bed, I'm not really concerned about it. But the rocks and all the contours and terrain, they're looking pretty good. And you could see here when you start laying, get my shadow out of the way, when you start laying sheet over sheet, then you start getting this sheet look. Now it may come out when you start painting and start doing other stuff, but right now I couldn't stand that. So I did the little rub method I showed you. And this is all looking pretty good. Not a lot of holes going through. Got the little valley bed going down through here. Waterfall drop off. It's all looking pretty sharp. I'm gonna let this thing dry tonight. And we're gonna move to the next step, which is kind of ease this bed up a little bit and put the track back down and make it run smoothly. So once I get to that point, I may just let it sit here and do some thinking, because you don't do any other stuff, the rocks or the portals, or anyway, I stuck those in there. They look pretty good. I've left plenty of room. I did get the one broken one. It's not a big deal. I put it back over there and it'll be fine. And well, we're gonna call it one today and roll back after tomorrow. See ya.